What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video from DotaFanTV, where today we'll be looking at two series that happened yesterday or earlier today, depending on where you live, which is the one you see on the screen right now, Team Nigma against Brame, and then another series was the Team Liquid against Hellbear Smasher. Let's fucking go. So, for both of this series, I actually, as a neutral, I would say, I would actually support the smaller team a little bit more, which in this case are Brame and Hellbear Smasher. And the reason for that is basically I want the league to look a little bit more even, and not so clearly a distinction between like having Brame, Hellbear Smasher, and Tundra esports at the bottom three. But no disrespect to them, it is looking like this is the way that it is heading towards. After Team Liquid beating Hellbear Smasher yesterday and then Nigma beating Brame. So for the first series, the Liquid against Hellbear Smasher, I did say I want Smash to win, but I couldn't deny that I really enjoy Team Liquid's playstyle a lot. They're always super fun to watch. That, and then between the team, the vibe are always very positive. Whenever you hear Insania talk about a team, Tiger talk about a team, they always have this spirit where they have always never give up, right? Kind of thing. And hey, they also have a new big X factor right now, which is they have Sumail in the team after Boxy decided to take a break because of family issue. We all wish him well. They bring in Sumail, put him in mid, and then Quickfire move on to the off lane, and then things looks really hot for them, I'm not gonna lie. We move on to the game very quickly. I'm not sure how detailed I'm going into it because, to be honest, both of the game are relatively a stomp. But we'll go into it right away. In one of the previous video, I highlighted that I give a lot of credit to Smash for playing the way they wanted to play at times. So in the game between Smash and OG, what happened was they first pick Invoker on Team Smash, kind of highlighted that they come in the game with some kind of plan. But that is not really the case for today's game. In this series, I feel like they are a little bit more reactive, and both of the game, they kind of give away a lot in terms of the drafting. In the first game, for example, they're not banning Sumail Lashrak. It was a last pick Lash for Sumail, where I think Lash was probably the only hero he played so far for Team Liquid, if I'm not mistaken. I'm until the point, but he had played 2 or 3 Lash already for them, which kind of highlight like why are we not banning the hero that Sumail is very popular or very hot for right now? He's probably the best Lash player in Europe easily, right? And on top of that, they also last picked the Zeus into an Oracle. We kind of limited a lot of his damage output, and then in the end he didn't manage to come out of the lane. I mean, it's against Sumail, it's really difficult. He didn't really do well in the lane, and then eventually even going to a late game, he just got jump and die a lot. So yeah, it ended up being a very stompy game. You can see 30-9. And then if we move on to the second game, they revert back to the way that they wanted to play a certain style. They want other people to play into their game, which is fine, right? So what they did this game is they first pick the Abaddon, and then they second pick the Medusa, kind of telling that, okay, this is the way we want to do. We're going to play the 4 protect 1. We want the Medusa to be the ultimate carry and eventually win the game for us, right? But the problem is I give them credit again, they did ban out the Lash this time, but early picking Medusa means that they have to play against a counter, because Medusa in this patch is not the popular carry where it's super meta or whatever. I don't really remember who the hell they banned after they picked Medusa, but I would imagine maybe Juggernaut, where it's a very anti-carry hero, where you use Omni Slash to basically just kill one enemy carry. So Medusa don't really like that, because in the 4 protect 1 situation, you don't want their carry to just use one ultimate and kill your carry, right? So in this case, they probably ban out Juggernaut, I was saying. But even though you did that, right, the opponent can still pick hero like Void, where it is also very similar to Juggernaut, where you have one big ultimate and it just counter that one single hero, right? A long cooldown ultimate that just killed one hero in the ultimate. On top of that, not only they have to deal with the Mickey Void, they also have to deal with Sumail Wind Ranger mid, where again, this is also a very single target focus where it just killed you with focus fire on Wind Ranger. In one ulti, you can kill one carry already. So early picking this, the commendable thing is you come in with a plan, but the not so commendable thing would be you give away too much too early in the game. So at the end, the game also ended up being a storm again, 31-8. Very, very quick, both of the series. It I talk a lot about Smash in this series. I think I should give a lot of credit to Team Liquid as well, where I think they played really, really well. They own the laning stage. I don't remember they lose in any of the lanes. They probably just went even at the worst. And they were very patient. Although sometimes you win the laning stage, right? The opponent have certain hero that's really strong in the mid lane, in the mid game. So it was really patient from Team Liquid side as well to know their timing, to know when they should fight and when they should not fight. Not only patient, but also the teamwork between them are really, really good. They're just on definitely a different level against Hellbear Smasher. And also want to mention that adding Sumail into the team feels really, really good. Man, I feel so good for this guy. He blends in right away into Team Liquid playstyle, where there is this form of like confidence and kind of like cocky, but not too much, not over the top. They don't dive like crazy without that confidence, but when they know they're strong, they go into tier 3 even though they haven't taken the tier 2. And I actually just realized yesterday, Sumail was actually boot camping with them. I did saw Sumail was wearing the Team Liquid jersey and those things, but I didn't know he was actually with them. But through the camera after the game, I was saying can see they were talking to each other. They were actually physically with each other during the boot camp, and I think that helps him to settle in a bit faster. And it kind of made me think also the fact that Sumail is boot camping with them, Sumail is wearing the Team Liquid shirt and all those things. Where is this going to be a long-term thing for them? Because looking at that, it kind of makes me feel like it might be, because Quakefa looks really comfortable playing off lane, and Sumail is back to mid, and he suits their play style. And Quakefa didn't just start playing offlane out of nowhere. During the first major, he was already playing some Veno offlane, Razor offlane, and I think they put Tiger mid, or sometimes they put Boxy mid and so on, or Mickey was playing mid. So maybe it was already in their pipeline since some times ago, and then it takes time to arrange with the COVID situation, and Sumail coming from US might have some issue and all those things. So then there he is right now, boot camping with them. If I'm gonna put my bet, I think it will be a long-term thing for Team Liquid, and not just until the end of the season when Boxy come back. Maybe Boxy is taking a extended break, or even Boxy don't know when he's planning to come back. That is my my best guess. So for the second series of the day, we will be looking at the series between Team Nigma and Brame, where I really think both teams needed a win because they are the joint 5th in the league, and it's really not ideal for them, especially the Team Nigma, where I think they were 1-2 previously before they win this. I think they're 2-2 now. We can go straight into the game. I think it's nothing too much to talk about in the intro. In the first game, the one that I'm already showing on the screen, I think it was quite even and close between the two teams. Nigma was actually owning the leading stage. I think the highest net worth they have was probably like 6 or 7,000, 6 or 7k lead they have. If you look at the graph, yeah, probably around there, 6 or 7, 6k maybe 6k lead from Team Nigma. But what happened in this game was they are in the lead, but then they didn't pressure enough, and then they take a few very bad team fight, I would say. I'm not sure whether the team call was bad or what's going on, because it seems like one of their call got caught, and usually it's the Centaur on mind control, not flaming him. But it's just that after one of the call got caught and died first, they still went in and take the fight, and then eventually they lost the fight. And when you do 2 times in a row, the opponent have a PA on focus, and because of that, he is able to gain a lot of experience and network from those 2 fights. He didn't die any of that, and he started owning, and then eventually become unkillable and win them the game from the PA. You can see after he lost a few, they did pull back a little bit, but after losing 2 team fight in a row, it's just too difficult for them, I think. So yeah, That is the first game. So we can move on to the second and the third game. To be honest, after this two game was actually very very stompy, especially the second game. It is probably the most stompy game I've ever seen in the entire season. And how it all happened was actually I don't know what's going on. Maybe Team Nigma Kuroki has told the team to quit fucking around, and they eventually just played two very very clean game. And Brame doesn't actually stand a chance, and Nigma know that they are strong in the laning stage. I don't know. Maybe they got them figured out. They realize that Brame is not strong in the laning stage, and they're really really weak, especially when you have player who are individually more skilled than the opponent individually. When that happens, it's most likely the team with lesser individual skill will lose the laning stage. So when that happens, Team Nigma is able to capitalize on that, and they know they are strong. After laning stage, they don't sit back like the previous game. They just fucking go for it, man. 17 minutes in, they are already hitting the high ground, and then after they get the Rex, they get Roche, I think in like 20 minutes, and then Rapier immediately on the Medusa, and then they just go and end the game within like 23 minutes. Yeah, 23 minutes. It was the most stompy game I've ever seen, actually, and it was really really fast. In 23 minutes, you secure the win already. So when we look at the third game, right, it was once against a very very odd draft coming from Brame. I don't know if the second game kind of shattered their confidence or what was going on. We see Morphling first is as their position 1, and then we see TA as their last pick, position 2. It was extremely greedy in my opinion, and then they don't really have a playmaker in the team. They have Phoenix, and then they have Abaddon, who usually like to sit back and not the type of hero that makes play. And they got no stun in the entire team other than the Tidehunter Ravage. We have 120-second cooldown or something like that. So it's really really very odd draft, and considering the fact that when you compare individual skills, Team Nigma is definitely better. No disrespect to Brame, right? But when that happened, you already have to accept the fact that you will come out of laning stage not as strong. And when you have this kind of greedy lineup, it is just almost impossible to play the game. So yeah, in the third game, it ended up being a super stompy game as well, 22-4. Nothing much to look into, in my opinion. So, after the result from yesterday, we kind of concluded the week already. We can take a quick look at the table of the DPC season, the current DPC season for Europe West very quickly. So we can see that Team Alliance is still 4-0. This week they beat Team Secret, the top of the league, and followed by Team Liquid, which is, to be honest, after Sumil joined the team, it looks really, really hot. Very nice blend in from him. Team OG only played 3 games at the moment. They are 2-1, sitting on third, and then we have Team Nigma on fourth, 2-2. Team Secret on fourth as well, 2-2, and then Tundra Esport on 6, 1-2, Brame 1-3, and Hellbear Smasher the last spot, 0-4. I think for the team in the bottom 3, the most dangerous is probably Brame and Hellbear Smasher, the two that just got promoted. Brame took a series of Tundra Esport, I believe. Let's take a look at, yes, Brame beat Tundra Esport. So in that case, I think Brame kind of have a little bit of advantage because they haven't played Hellbear Smasher yet. So again, I'm gonna have to say what I just said previously. For any of these 3 teams, for them to stay in the upper division, to have more safety, they need to take one series at least off the big boys, these 5 big boys: Alliance, Liquid, OG, Nigma, Secret. One of them, you have to take one series of them. That is yet to happen between them. So yeah, they have to prove that they deserve to be in the league. Looking at the upcoming games, what do we have in the upcoming week? I think Team OG probably have 2 games. Yeah, here we go. Team OG against Tundra is on the May of 4th, and then Brame against Alliance, and then we have Smash against Nigma in the coming week, Tundra against Liquid, and the one that is the most mouth-watering will be Secret against OG. Right now, both of them, that's probably the best series that everyone is looking forward to, the most evenly matched. The other one have involved one of the 3 at the bottom of the league, so there are a high chance that it will become a storm, but I'm still waiting for for one of them to prove that they deserve to be in the league. Secret against OG, I think it is a fight to get maybe third spot or something like that. I think it's more important for Team OG than Team Secret. Oh man, actually no. Both of them kind of really need a win. For Team Secret, if they lose that, they'll be 2-3. It might be difficult for them to make it to the major. And for Team OG, they really want a higher spot to get more DPC point, to secure them the spot in TI. Gonna be an exciting week ahead. Yeah. So that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe, all those shenanigans. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.